K80s and all sorts of stuff on there. Oh yeah! Full. Yes, I did catch it. Again, everybody, welcome back to the Thin Brown Line Airsoft YouTube channel. I'm back again with the 2016 Armament R85A1. You probably can remember from the unboxing video that I said I needed to transplant the OD green stuff off of my 2007 model onto the 2016 because the 2007 is down. Good news on that, the company that makes the MOSFET, I've contacted them and explained the situation. They are sending me a new one. Should be arriving soon, hopefully. But yes, what I'm going to do today, I've already started a bit transplanting stuff over. I've done some of the more finicky bits like the dust cover on the bolt, the pistol grip and the cheek rest. I've got the front section to do. I'm also going to change out the motor because I don't know if you remember last time, it was a little bit lazy last time. So I've got a couple of motors that I'm going to try. I've got a two classic Army high torque motors. This one's newer, so I'm probably going to try that one. It's high performance, so I'm going to give that one a bash. So what I should do is show you how to take it to pieces. First off, there are, double checking, yep, there are two screws that hold it to the body of the lower gearbox. That's a lower gearbox. And let me get a little pointy. There is, right, there is a screw there and, lost it, and a screw there. They both need to be undone to take the motor cage off. So I'm just going to whip them off now. Oh, actually, before I forget, take off the wires that connect it to it, otherwise you'll go to pull off the motor cage and end up ripping the wires out. Not a good thing. Change the motor, easy. Rewiring, still easy, but more of a faff about. Right, that's one. You can't really get these screws mixed up with any other screws that go in the thing, in the entire AEG, because these are nice long machine bolts. Which means when I can get the bloody thing out, which means they are stuck. Really? There we go. Come on. Nice and long. Which means, there you go, they are two long machine bolts. Don't lose them. And then, what you do is motor cage. Now, there is one screw on my motor cage just to take, slide that out of the way, just take the motor out. Now, bear in mind, obviously the motor in this is brand new. The gun was only about a month old when I got it, so it's probably going to be a decent motor. It just hasn't got the guts for a long stroke piston such as the L85. Here we go. There you go, yeah. Generic, non-branded. I think, whoops, fairly decent piston. There goes the magnet. Fairly decent piston, but like I say, it is just a generic doobrey. So I'm going to pop in the nice classic Army jobby instead. I'm going to double check that it is very similar. Yep. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. So this is probably boring to a lot of you because it's bread and butter for the type of stuff that techs normally do. When I can get the bloody thing back together. There we go. There we go. Back together. Now then we put that little screw back in. Just in the top. Just in the top there. Pop that back in. Now I'm not going to show you the whole process of absolutely everything on this because you'd be bored to tears. Thank you. But I'm going to show you the mucking about with the piston set as well. I'm actually going to do a little comparison with the piston set because obviously, if you remember from the intro video for the 2016 model, I've already got the 2007 model. So we shall see how they compare the piston air whatnots. So let's slide that back on there. It is just simply a case of reversing what you do, keeping the wires in the right place. Now when you're putting this back in, sorry, I should show you, the wires that run from the motor this way have to run between this and this, so they come along there and out this side. And if you don't do it right, you get them trapped. You end up cutting wires in two. There we go. Ooh, it's going to be a bit tweeter. Cool. Fingers. Come on. I may end up having to switch the... Oh, no, I'll be alright. I'm actually going to... So I'll come back to that in a minute. Because I've got to take the spring off of there and pop it on. In fact, I'll do it now. There we go. And back on. There we go. Nope. It didn't want to go back in straight. I'll throw a screwdriver on at myself. Right, now it's done. You just have to remember when you hold the gearbox, so I'm trying to think. So the trigger mechanism is facing you. Black wire goes to the back, and the red wire goes to the front. Goes to the front. So link that back up there. That back up there. Pull them nice and tight so they're not stuck. One there, one there, one there. Right. Now I'll quickly just connect the battery back up just to check that it all works still. Because I bought these batteries, well, the motors, sorry, off a friend of mine, and I've never tested them. Woo. That works, and you can probably tell the difference from when I first put the battery on with no motor, with no piston or anything. That sounds a lot beefier and quicker. So it's probably not going to be as lazy when firing now. So let's shifted that out of the way. That's the gearbox. In fact, actually, once I've got it out, anybody who's a regular viewer of my channel will recognise this stuff. Silicone lube. Let's give it a liberal going over since I've had my yucky hands all over it. Right, the thing I wanted to check was, this is the piston set out of my 2007 Army Armament L85 or R85, and this is the one out of the 2016 version. Now, looking at the externals, it's actually got quite a nice nozzle on it. Looking at the externals, there's not much difference, although I am probably going to steal the piston head out of this one, which can't be used at the moment, and replace it with this one, but I want to have a look inside first. So, I'm not going to take one to pieces yet, because I don't need to. Let's get rid of the dinky little screwdriver, and I want a flat blade screwdriver out. Hello. Yep. And one thing, which is a pig to remove, is that, which is, well, it's an additional strap just to help hold the gearbox, well, it is a gearbox, the power box really, if anything, together, because it's only held together by a couple of screws down the rest of the body. And like I say, it's a bit of a pig to remove, which is why I'm being very careful, because last time I removed one, which is why the 2007 model doesn't have one on it, I ended up cutting my finger. And it hurt a lot.
Oh dear, house hat, never mind.
This is why I hate these. Ouch. I probably will put it back on, mind you, but just swear words. Oh, got you. There we go. That's what I mean. See, I caught my finger. Right. The rest of the box is only held by technically two screws. This screw at the back here is only to stop the blowback block from shooting out the back. It's actually held together by that screw there, that screw there, that screw there, and that strip that I've just whipped off the top. So, helpfully, it's got a screwdriver screw there. Now remember, helps to get the right screwdriver, doesn't it? Now remember the to keep hold of the spring, so I'm just going to release or whip the screws out of this first, and then grab hold of the spring and undo the whole kit and caboodle. I lied, it's held together by 3 screws, one at the front, which some of you will probably already put in the comments. And I'll whip this one out here. That flung across was a washer, but it don't matter because it has spares. No. Now, holding on to the spring. Luckily, on these, they tend to have very wide wings, so to speak, on the spring guide. Plastic, fantastic. Right, let's, yeah. Right, let's take that out there. Pop that back in. Right. What's that? Right, that is the 2016 one undone. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on this, but I'm going to cut away and come back when this one's in bits. Okay. Right, now we're back after doing all that. I'll insert some pictures around here somewhere, but first thing I notice is, I will check that O-ring in a minute, is the piston for the 2016 has got all metal teeth. My piston has only got the front and rear metal teeth, so I'm going to nick that in a minute. Ha 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 ha. I might even steal the piston head off mine. No, actually I don't need to. The piston head it's the piston head. Let's have a look at the difference between the air nozzles. Now obviously mine's had a lot more use and is a bit more hammered. I'm probably going to steal the majority of the piston set. I mean the nozzles are pretty identical. I mean mine's just, the one out of the 2016 is just 2007, sorry, it's just a red anodized, and the one out of the 2016 is gold. Slight bore difference. The one on the 2016 model has got a slightly smaller hole down the middle, whereas the one out of the other one is a slightly larger. So that's, I think I'll be sealing those three. The spring is just a stock spring, so I'm going to be pinching the spring out of me other one for that. So I'm going to stick the spring out of the new one over there and the spring out of my one over there. The body is exactly the same. The power cylinder is exactly the same. There's a little cutout there. It's a long stroke. It's slightly longer than your standard AEG. And the spring guide is on my original one is metal, and on the new one is plastic. So I'm going to steal that over as well. In fact, I'm just going to do that. Screw up to where it's supposed to. It's actually, I might steal the screw completely out of the back because it's a flush screw on that one, it's not on this one, which might mean fitment issues. So, very carefully. Bouncy, bouncy. Let's have a look. It ain't coming out there, so I'll just put the other one back in. Don't want to force it and end up with a broken one. I mean, I've got a spare, but over there somewhere. But I don't want to force it, because if I force it and break it, the chances are the spare ones over there won't bloody fit. Right. So. So I'm going to put the new one back together in a minute. Getting covered. Oh! Alright. So, yeah. So, I'm going to cut away again while I put both of these two back together, because, well, so what? I'll put the old one back together with some of the new bits in it, and then I'll put the new one back together so you can see. Because right, that's that one all done and dusted. So I'm going to shift that one out of the way. Right, back to this one. What I've done whilst I cut out so I could get the other one screwed together is got me nice blue mat out, just so it's a bit easier for you to see on the wooden table. Now, naturally I will be spraying everything with a nice liberal coating of my PMA silicone grease, but all the bits you see here is the good bits that are going to go in. So, starting from that little doober there, that one's going into the end of the power cylinder. In fact, I'm just going to spray a bit of this on there anyway. I'm going to spray inside the cylinder as well. Do that lubrication. Anyway, that, being careful not to catch the the O-ring. Right, there we go. That is in there nicely. Make sure it lines up nice there. There we go. Then we want that along with the spring. Now that drops into, let me hold this together, the spring. Ow, 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 ow. So I'll take that out a minute. There we go. The spring, yeah, drops into that little bed there, and obviously it pushes forwards. And I caught the O-ring, which is why it wouldn't go in properly. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Right. Get your nozzle, stick that on the end there. It does just slide on. Now I'm not going to spray a load of grease into the nozzle because that's the bit that blows out to the BBs. Right. You need to lift the whole assembly up so the nozzle can click into the cup, basically, when I can get it lined up. So I'll do it that way then. I'll put everything together before I drop it in. How's that? Right. You're going to get your spring. You don't have to do it this way, but I just find it works a little bit better. But you get your spring, you pop it onto that little knob there, and then slide it into there, and the pressure holds it in place. Fingers. Just use a pokey screwdriver to put it in place a bit more. There we go, that's in place. Now this is where things start to get dicey. Here's my spring. My other one. The main reason I've switched it over is because I know that the spring that I'm now putting in it actually does fire near my local site's limit, so I know it's good. And I don't know what the other one fires at, and I ain't got a chrono, access to a chrono at the moment, so it's easier to put in one that I know works. Leave it as that. Give that a bit of That's the beauty of the silicone greaser, or the silicone oil. You can use absolute lashings of it, but it doesn't gunk up everything. Now when putting when putting the spring and everything back in, and rather putting on the opposite side, it does help to have hold of that. Don't do that's going to happen. So what happens to just happened to me doesn't happen. Ideally, you want to get the wing. Oh, that's fine. Right, let's drop that in. There we go. Ideally, you want to get the wings to drop into those two little pegs there, and they help to hold it in place whilst you just drop the top plate on. The top plate on. There we go. And in. Out. Fingers. There we go. And slide it all together. Now, just put my screws back in. Again, it's just the same screws but in reverse. So, and I am actually going to put the metal slider plate thing back on the top of the doobry. technical terminology on me, doobry, and a what's it. Got to make sure it links up nicely with use it, yeah? And then we'll stick the one that's not particularly important in the back. Ouch. Flathead screwdriver just to slide that back on. Preferably without getting myself. There we go. That is the upgraded original, non-original power unit for the Armament L85A1. Let's chuck that out of the way now. Don't need that. Blech. Sweaty, mucky, horrible hands. Right. Right. Okay. Right. Now I've done that. Video's getting a little bit long now. So all I'm going to do is bid you adieu. It's just click this back together so you can see roughly how it goes once it's in the gum. Which is like, in fact, what I might do, tell you what, because you're so nice, and you just back across here because I ain't got the adapter in everything. Whoopsie! Is show you the difference now. Now it's all connected up. With any luck, that no longer is sluggish. So yeah, the different motor makes a difference. And all that is a, I think they're only about 20 or 30 quid for a classic Army high torque motor. Nothing special. And a couple of minor upgrades to it. And a liberal coating of lovely, lovely silicone grease. And that's made a significantly quicker and less lazy firing L85A1. So, if you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified of when another video is uploaded. Head over to Facebook or Instagram and search Thin Brown Line. You'll find me and my lot on there as well. There will be at least 1 or 2 more videos on the L85A1 Army Armament version in the coming weeks, because I've got a new MOSFET coming, new batteries coming, bits and bobs that we need doing to the original L85, obviously, as this is the newer one. Yeah, for now then, thanks for watching.